We're often asked about what is one of the major misconceptions of stainless steel, and I think the key misperception is that stainless steel is a very expensive material. And while it might be an expensive material up front in the initial cost, it's not to say that that is necessarily so when you look at the entire lifespan of a particular project. And in many cases we're looking at a lifespan in the building and construction industry, for example, of 30 or 40 or 50 years. And one really needs to take into account the fact that maintenance becomes a major issue over that period of time. Stainless steel is an expensive material up front, but often is the more cost effective. And this is mainly due to maintenance issues with products like timber or galvanized steel or painted products, where the maintenance becomes a major issue. The other major benefit that stainless steel has is that it's a very green product. So during the course of the operation and the maintenance of things like painted galvanized steel, there is no runoff, there is no product that has to be removed for repainting, all of which ends up in the water systems and becomes a potential pollution issue. And from a green perspective, that's extremely important. Often a specifier simply takes the specification that's used for example, a carbon steel product, and uses the same thickness, the same properties for switching to a stainless steel one, and then wonders why he's getting a more expensive alternative. Whereas in fact, if he'd utilized the additional mechanical strength of stainless steel, or he'd removed any safety factors from the equation, the thickness of the material would come down significantly and the product would be more cost effective. Is at the end of the life of the particular project, could be 30 years or could be 40 years after the event, the stainless steel retains almost all of its initial value, and that can be recovered back into the cost equation at the end of the lifespan. Whereas things like mild steel or timber, for example, is typically just scrapped and thrown away. Calculation of life cycle costing is quite a complex process, and it requires an understanding of discounted cash flows, real interest rates, the life cycle of the product, etc., which is not actually accessible to many people. SASDA has developed an app that you can actually use to input the data. The app will do the calculations for you and give you a complete comparison of 2 or 3 materials at the end of the application. And that will give you a really very user-friendly, easy access into the product. SASDA ran a competition during the course of 2017 where you had to cost the Eiffel Tower construction in either stainless steel or one of 2 grades of stainless steel versus carbon steel, and to calculate the different costs that would have been incurred over the 100-odd-year life of the Eiffel Tower. Even though most of the entrants were not engineering orientated or typical accountants, more than 2/3 of the people got the answer correct, and the winner managed to get a fantastic all expenses paid trip to Paris as his prize.